Good day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So this is probably going to be my last video for the upcoming Mini 3 Pro. That is of course until it's released and I have it in hand and I can start doing my testing, reviews, and different comparisons. But this morning DJI put out the official teaser for the upcoming Mini 3 Pro, or what we can only assume will be the Mini 3 Pro. And they're labeling it a twist in the plot. And you can see here they have this little animation, what appears to be the glass of the front of the camera twisting to a vertical format. And that's actually one of the features of the upcoming Mini 3, is that the camera is going to be able to turn vertically. And that way, if you want to capture vertical content for platforms such as TikTok, Instagram Reels, and even YouTube Shorts, you don't have to go in and crop it in an editor. It'll just shoot natively in 9:16 portrait format that you can then share instantly to whatever social media platform you so choose. Now that feature is definitely not going to be for everybody. But if you're somebody who's trying to grow your social media on platforms such as TikTok or, like I mentioned, Instagram Reels, it'll be a really good feature. Now, what will be really interesting is how they're going to adapt the Fly app to shoot vertical video. Are they just going to show a 9:16 preview in the Fly app? Or are they going to make the Fly app responsive so if you film vertically, you can flip your phone vertically and the app will adjust accordingly? That's what Autel has done with the Evo Light drone. They actually sell this attachment, it fits right into the controller. And as you can see here, you can now switch your phone to a vertical mode and get a nice preview of what you're filming. The whole app changes accordingly and it's actually pretty intuitive. So it will be kind of interesting to see if DJI adopts a method like that, and maybe perhaps they will sell an accessory that will allow you to flip your phone. Now that's just speculation. I guess we'll find out for sure on the 10th. Anyways, back to the subject at hand here. So you can see that they're going to launch this new product on May 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, according to the latest rumors, we were indeed going to get a preview today. The Mini 3 will be launched on the 10th, and we can do pre-orders. The rumor has it, however, that they're not going to be shipping until the 17th of May. Now, of course, that's not set in stone. That's just rumor. We won't know for sure until DJI makes the official announcement next Tuesday. Personally, myself, I'm hoping we can buy it that same day or next day at the latest, but we have seen it in the past where they launch a product and it takes sometimes a week or two for them to start shipping it. Now, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'll kind of go over quickly what we can expect to see next week. Right now, I'm taking a look at a website from Argos or Argos. I'm not quite sure how that's pronounced. They accidentally leaked this about a week ago, and we get a good look at the drone and all the components that come with it, and as well as the price. Now, this is in British pounds, I believe. I think that's what that symbol means. But if you're trying to convert it over to US dollars or Canadian dollars, it's not as simple as doing a direct conversion from pounds to dollars, because there's other things at play such as duty and VAT, I think it is. So it's not going to be a direct conversion. It might be a little more or it might be even a little less. But it gives us an approximate price of what we can expect to pay. That's for the package that has that smart controller, or some people are calling it the dumb controller. Basically, it has a built-in screen very similar to that of the RC Pro, except it's not going to have as many advanced features. We don't know a lot about it. We don't know what the screen brightness is going to be. The screen brightness in the RC Pro is 1000 nits, which is really important. But due to the lower cost of it, it could be considerably lower. But still going to be a nice choice for many people because you don't have to mess around with your phone, especially people who have problems with their phones and software updates. We've seen that with certain phones when they get released, they're just not compatible with the Fly app. But at least this way you don't ever have to worry about it. You know that the Fly app will always run on the controller, especially when there's a new update. On top of that, even if the brightness is only at 600 nits, it's most likely going to be a sustained brightness. Even smartphones that offer 800 nits or 1000 nits or higher, that's at peak performance, but as soon as the phone starts to overheat or you're in direct sunlight, it can actually bump the nits down to sometimes even like 400 or less. When you're using something like an iPhone on a hot day, the screen can get so dim that you can't even see where you're flying. It almost becomes a safety issue. And then below that, it gives us some basic specs of the drone. It doesn't go into a lot of detail. One thing that did catch my eye, and I did make a video about it, it had an option here. It says Wi-Fi enabled. Now, I mentioned that could be one of two things. It could be to do with high-speed transfer of content from the drone over to something like your smartphone or tablet, or it also could have meant that you can control the drone with your smartphone with virtual joysticks. I was kind of hoping that's what it was, because that feature would be super handy if you're doing something like tracking. You could just fire up the drone, connect it to your phone, put it up, put the phone in your pocket. You don't have to worry about carrying a bulky controller around with you. But the consensus seems to be that it's only going to be referring to high-speed content transfer. So that is a little bit disappointing. But the Mini 3 is going to be quite a powerhouse, 4K 60. which we haven't seen on a mini drone yet. It's going to have O3, OcuSync 3. Of course, it has the optical avoidance sensors on the front, rear, and the bottom. And that's going to allow DJI to implement some of the smart, intelligent features such as tracking, point of interest, and spotlight. Apparently, it's even going to be capable of master shots, hyperlapses, and all the tools we get on some of the higher end drones. So this is going to be an incredible drone for many different people. And I'm actually pretty excited about it. I can't wait to get my hands on it and test it out against things like the Air 2S, the original Mini 2. And I'm even curious to see how it's going to perform against something like the Mavic 3 Pro. They actually do have a pretty good camera built into it. It's a 1/1.3 inch sensor, and the aperture is 1.7, so it should perform well even when lighting conditions aren't ideal. A couple other interesting tidbits that we did learn over the last couple weeks is that the Fly More combo is going to be sold separately. So that's actually pretty nice for some people. If you just want to buy the drone to start, you can always purchase the Fly More combo later and still get all the discounts. You can see the Fly More combo comes with a case, 2 batteries, charging hub, extra propellers. One thing you're going to notice that's missing from here is a charging brick. Looks like that they're not going to be including a charging brick this year. They're kind of pulling an Apple move there. And even if we look at everything that comes with the base kit, again, you don't see a charging brick. Now, that doesn't mean one isn't going to come with it, but according to these images, it looks like there perhaps may not be one there. Now, when it comes to the different packages, the drone packages, as mentioned, they're going to be selling a version that comes with that controller that has a screen built into it, but they're also going to be selling a version that comes with the basic RCN1 that we've seen with other drones such as the Air 2S, the Air 2, the Mini 2, but they're also going to be selling a package that doesn't come with any controller. So many people are hoping that means that it will be compatible with the RC Pro, but if not, if you have any of the RCN1 controllers from, like I said, the Mini 2 or the Air 2S, you can bind it to it as well. And the last little bit of interesting information we did learn over the last week or two is that there's going to be 2 types of batteries. One that has a stamp on it that's labeled 249 grams. And with this battery, you can expect to get about 34 minutes of flight time. But they're also going to have a larger capacity battery that's going to allow you to get up to 47 minutes of flight time. So that is actually pretty incredible. Now, we don't know a lot about the batteries yet, or if they're going to offer different packages with the larger battery instead of the standard batteries, or if they're just something that you have to purchase separately. But most likely, those larger capacity batteries will put the drone over 249 grams. That's why they won't have a stamp on it. But for some people, that doesn't matter. They prefer that longer flight time. They don't really care about that it weighs over 250 grams. So at least you do have that option. And for many people, it would be good to have both. And that way, if you do need to have the drone under 249 grams, you're able to do so. But if you're flying in a situation where it doesn't matter, then you can pop in that higher capacity battery and get longer flight times. Well, folks, that's basically it for this video. Just a recap of everything we've learned about the Mini 3 Pro over the last couple weeks. We finally got confirmation from DJI that indeed it will be launched on the 10th. So that's definitely some positive news. And hopefully we can get it right away. But as mentioned, some of the latest rumors suggest that it's just a pre-order on the 10th. And it won't be shipping until the 17th. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. It's always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one.